You ever feel like no matter what you do, no matter how much you try, you end up alone? Like there's this invisible wall separating you from everyone else, and no one really understands what you're going through. If you've ever felt that way, it's because you're not just alone. You're chosen. Chosen ones walk a path that's different from the rest, and that path is often a lonely one. You didn't end up here by accident. The loneliness, the silence, the feeling of being misunderstood, those are all signs that something greater is happening in your life. God is preparing you for a purpose so big, so powerful, that the usual crowds can't follow you. The world around you might feel distant, but that distance is not punishment. It's preparation. It's a divine pause, a sacred space where your spirit is being refined. Most people live their lives on the surface. They chase distractions, avoid deep questions, and keep their hearts closed off. But you feel deeply. You see clearly. Your soul knows things that others don't want to face. That's why your loneliness isn't a curse. It's a calling. And here's the first reason why chosen ones are always alone. Because your energy is different. You vibrate at a frequency that doesn't match the noise and chaos of the crowd. You crave authenticity, connection that goes beyond small talk and shallow relationships. You want people who get you on a soul level, not just on the surface. That kind of connection is rare. Most people aren't ready for it, so they keep their distance. And that's okay. Secondly, chosen ones carry a burden that others don't see. It's not just loneliness, it's responsibility. There's a heaviness that comes with knowing you were put here to lead, to heal, to transform. This weight makes it hard to relate to people who don't share your vision or your struggles. Your heart aches in ways others can't understand, and sometimes it's easier to walk alone than to explain that pain over and over. Another reason is that chosen ones are often misunderstood. People might label you as weird, too intense, or different because you don't fit into the typical boxes society builds. You see the world through a lens that others can't see, and that can be isolating. But remember, every great leader, prophet, and visionary was once misunderstood, and that misunderstanding was part of their journey. Your solitude is also a shield. God sometimes removes people from your life to protect your energy and your mission. Toxic relationships, distractions, or those who don't support your growth can be gently or suddenly pulled away. It feels painful in the moment, but it's a sign that God is clearing the way for what's next. Your loneliness is a protective space where your spirit can grow without interference. Chosen ones also have an inner calling that pulls them away from the crowd. You might find yourself needing silence to recharge, to connect with your higher self, or to hear the voice of God more clearly. This desire for solitude isn't loneliness, it's spiritual discipline. It's how you refuel, how you gain clarity, and how you prepare for your next big step. That's why sometimes you just need to be alone, because the noise would drown out your purpose. Another reason chosen ones experience loneliness is because their timing is different. You're ahead of your time spiritually, emotionally, or intellectually. You understand things before the rest of the world catches up. This means that while others are still figuring things out, you're already living in a new dimension of awareness. It's like running a race where you're miles ahead, and the crowd can't keep pace. That gap creates solitude, but it also means you're a pioneer. Lastly, the seventh reason. Chosen ones are alone because they are preparing for greatness. When God calls someone to a unique destiny, He often prepares them in the quiet places, the wilderness, the silence, the desert moments where you feel forgotten. Those moments are not empty. They are full of preparation, revelation, and growth. You are being built to handle things others can't. You are being shaped to lead when the time comes. Now, I know this truth might feel heavy, but it's also incredibly freeing. Your loneliness is not a sign of failure or rejection. It's a mark of your purpose. It's the sacred space where your spirit grows stronger, wiser, and more powerful. It's the quiet before the storm of blessings and breakthroughs that are coming your way. Remember, Even the greatest leaders in history had seasons of isolation. Moses spent 40 years in the wilderness. Jesus prayed alone in the desert. Joseph was alone in prison before he rose to power. Those lonely seasons weren't detours. They were direct paths to destiny. So, if you feel alone today, know this: you're not just alone. You are chosen. And your loneliness is proof that God is doing something incredible in you that the world isn't ready to handle yet. Stay strong. Stay faithful. The loneliness is temporary, but your purpose is eternal. You've already learned 6 powerful reasons why chosen ones often find themselves alone. Each reason holds a deep truth about the unique spiritual journey they walk. But now, let's dive into the 7th and final reason. The most profound one that brings the whole picture together and offers the hope that your solitude is not in vain. The 7th reason chosen ones are often alone is because they are being prepared to become a beacon of light in a world that desperately needs them. Their loneliness is not a curse or a punishment. Instead, it is a sacred space where the divine crafts their character, refines their spirit, and strengthens their resolve. It's the quiet before the storm, the underground roots before a mighty tree bursts through the earth, reaching for the sun. This season of isolation is a spiritual refinement process. Just like gold must be purified in fire to remove all impurities, chosen ones must go through their own fires of loneliness to be polished into the leaders, healers, and warriors they were destined to become. And though this process may feel painful or confusing, it is a necessary step for the incredible mission they have been entrusted with. In the stillness of solitude, chosen ones begin to hear their true calling more clearly. Without the distractions of the world or the noise of many voices, their inner voice becomes louder and more distinct. They start to understand their purpose on a much deeper level. This clarity is a powerful gift of their aloneness. More than that, they develop an unshakable faith in themselves and in the divine plan. When you have walked alone long enough, you stop seeking approval from others because you realize that your approval is what matters most. You grow confident in your own abilities, your own wisdom, and your own connection to something greater than yourself. This growing inner strength is what makes chosen ones different. When the world shakes, they stand firm. When challenges come, they rise higher. And when it seems like no one understands, they carry on anyway, driven by an unseen force that keeps pushing them forward. But why does this happen through loneliness? Why must chosen ones walk this path alone before they can fully step into their power? Because true leadership and transformation come from authenticity. You cannot lead others if you have not first learned to lead yourself. You cannot bring light into darkness if your own light is dimmed by the noise and expectations of the world. In this sacred solitude, chosen ones peel away all the masks they have worn to fit in. They shed the need to please everyone or follow the crowd. Instead, they embrace their true self, raw, imperfect, and radiant. This process of self-discovery is often lonely because few people around them can relate or understand this deep inner work. But this loneliness is a sign of growth, not failure. It means the chosen one is evolving beyond the limitations of old patterns, toxic relationships, and shallow connections. They are being prepared for a life of purpose that will demand courage, wisdom, and unwavering faith. At the same time, this time alone is a chance to recharge. The chosen ones live with heavy responsibilities, sometimes even carrying the weight of others' prayers, hopes, and dreams. Loneliness gives them the chance to rest, to heal, and to replenish their spiritual reserves so that they can continue their work without burning out. And here's another crucial point. Chosen ones are never truly alone. Even in the deepest moments of solitude, they are surrounded by divine presence and protection. They may not always feel it, but the Creator walks with them every step, whispering strength, guidance, and comfort. This spiritual companionship is their greatest source of hope. This is why so many chosen ones develop a deep relationship with God or the universe during their lonely times. Their isolation turns inward, toward prayer, meditation, and connection with the divine. This connection becomes their anchor in the storm. Now, you might be wondering, if loneliness is part of the process, how do I endure it? How do I keep going when it feels overwhelming? First, remember that this is a temporary season. Like winter always ends with spring, your loneliness will transform into connection, purpose, and joy. But only after you have completed this vital phase of preparation. Second, use this time to grow. Read, learn, meditate, and explore your gifts. Discover what makes your heart come alive. Develop your skills and build your vision. This investment in yourself will pay off in ways you can't yet imagine. Third, guard your heart and energy carefully. Be selective about who you allow into your life during this time. It's better to be alone than to be surrounded by negativity or people who drain your spirit. Your time is precious. Protect it like the treasure it is. Fourth, trust in the divine timing. The people, opportunities, and breakthroughs meant for you will come exactly when you're ready. Patience is a key part of your spiritual growth. Fifth, keep your faith alive. Even when things seem dark, hold on to hope. Pray or meditate daily. Speak positive affirmations. Surround yourself with uplifting messages and reminders of your worth. Finally, embrace the power of your solitude. See it as a sacred gift, not a punishment. This time alone is preparing you for the incredible impact you are destined to make. It is shaping you into the light that will guide others out of darkness. Remember, some of the most influential leaders, healers, and visionaries in history walked alone before their rise. Their loneliness was the crucible of their greatness. You are not broken or forgotten. You are chosen, equipped, and deeply loved. Your loneliness is a sacred part of your story, a story that is still unfolding in magnificent ways. So stand tall, walk your path with courage, embrace the quiet, and know that the loneliness of the chosen is the birthplace of their power. The world is waiting for your light. Your time is coming.